Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something right now. What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to feel alive, strong, unstoppable? Because if you do, then let me be blunt. You've got to train your body like your life depends on it. Because in so many ways it does. Your energy, your drive, your focus, your confidence. They don't come from the outside. They come from the inside out. They are built, shaped, and sharpened every single time you step into the gym, go for that run, or push through that final rep when your muscles scream for mercy. That's the moment, that's the test, that's where winners are made. You see, most people wait to feel motivated. They wait to feel like doing it, but champions, they don't wait for motivation. They create it. They build it through momentum, through motion, because motion creates emotion. When you move your body with power, you feel powerful. When you control your body, you start to control your mind. And when you command your mind, you command your life. We live in a world that wants quick fixes, six-pack shortcuts, 30-day miracle plans, a magic pill for every problem. But the truth is simple. You don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. And if you tolerate weakness, excuses, laziness, then that's exactly what you'll get in return. But if you raise your standard and say, I will not accept less than my best, then the world will rise to meet you. Listen to me. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every early morning and sore muscle, it's not just shaping your body, it's building your identity. It's carving a version of you that is disciplined, resilient, powerful. That version of you doesn't quit when it's hard. That version of you smiles when it hurts, because you know pain is the price of progress. And let me tell you something else. There's a version of you you haven't even met yet. That version of you is on the other side of your laziness. It's buried under years of neglect, bad habits, and self-doubt. But you can reach it. You can dig that warrior out, and the shovel is your discipline. The path is your workout. The tool is your will. I don't care if you're lifting a barbell, sprinting uphill, or holding a plank for 60 seconds longer than you thought you could. What matters is that you're showing your body who's boss. Because when you win that battle in the gym, you start winning everywhere else. You walk taller, you speak with certainty, you make better decisions. Why? Because you've trained yourself to push through. The workout is just a metaphor. It's a training ground for life. The weights, they're just your problems in disguise. The sets, they're your responsibilities. The soreness, that's the cost of growth. But once you realize this, you'll never see training the same way again. So stop asking for easy. Easy never changed a life. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Stop looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing what you're not. And start building the version of you that you've always wanted to become. You were built for strength. You were born for growth. And every drop of sweat is proof that you are not here to be average. You are here to become unbreakable. Now get out there and train like your future depends on it, because it does. Comfort is a cage. Pain is the key. Real growth begins the moment comfort ends. Pain is not punishment. It's the path to power. If you can conquer the morning, you can conquer the day. Your first win of the day should be your workout. It sets the tone for every other decision you make. Your body is a reflection of your standards, not your genetics. It's not your DNA holding you back. It's your decisions. When you raise your standards, your body will transform to match them. Excuses burn 0 calories. You can have excuses or results, but not both. Every excuse is just a lie you sell yourself to avoid discomfort. The gym is where you meet the strongest version of you. The iron doesn't lie. It doesn't care about your background, your job, or your story. It only responds to effort, consistency, and willpower. The fastest way to change your life is to change your physical state. When you move your body, you shift your mind. That's the power of motion. When you're standing still, when you're slouched over, when your breathing is shallow, your body is signaling weakness, fatigue, surrender. But when you take control, when you rise up, when you move with force and energy, your brain responds, your emotions shift, your whole reality starts to change. That's why your workout isn't just physical, it's emotional conditioning. You're not just lifting weights. You're lifting your emotional state. You're building a mental trigger so that every time you move with power, your brain goes, this is who I am. Motion creates emotion. Want to feel more alive? Start moving like it. Want to feel confident? Stand up straight, take a breath, hit the floor, push yourself. You will not think your way into peak states. You must move your way there. Your physiology is the first domino. Once you master that, the rest follows. You don't wait to feel great. You act great, you move great, you command the moment. The workout isn't about six packs or selfies. It's about you taking control of the only thing you ever truly own, your body. Discipline is what carries you when motivation runs dry, because motivation is like a fire, easy to ignite, easy to fade, but discipline, that's the steel spine, that's the relentless drive that wakes you up when the bed feels warm. That's what pushes you when no one's watching, when it's cold, when it's dark, when you're tired. Discipline whispers, we're not done. You don't build a champion on feelings. You build it on decisions, commitments, repeated thousands of times. You want the body, you want the energy, you want the life. Then you need a new level of discipline. You've got to show up when no one claps for you. You've got to grind when no one notices. You've got to lock in like your future depends on it, because it does. Success is not one giant leap. It's a series of boring, brutal, consistent actions done with excellence. And when it's hard, and it will be hard, that's your cue. That's the sign you're in the right place. Lean into it. Get addicted to consistency, because motivation is a feeling, but discipline is freedom. Raising your reps is easy, but raising your standards, that changes everything. When you demand more from yourself, not just in the gym but in life, you step into a new identity. It's not about how much you lift, but how you live. It's about the version of you that shows up when it's tough. Do you go through the motions, or do you give it everything? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Don't settle for average reps. Don't settle for just enough. Don't be the person who counts the minutes left in the workout. Be the one who adds one more set when no one's looking. That's who you become when your standards are non-negotiable. You don't need to chase perfection. You just need to refuse mediocrity. Your results in fitness are not just about calories or macros. They're about the standard you hold yourself to, even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable. The best bodies, the strongest minds, the most fulfilled lives, they're not built on hacks. They're built on high standards, lived daily. The hardest part of the workout is not the set. It's the voice in your head. That voice that says, you're tired. That whispers, you can stop now. That screams, this is enough. And if you let that voice win, it will control your life. The greatest battles are not fought on the gym floor. They're fought between your ears. Because your body can go further, your muscles can endure, but your brain is wired to protect you. It wants comfort, it wants safety, it wants easy, and easy is the enemy of growth. You've got to push past that mental wall and into the zone where real change happens. It's not about pain, it's about mastery. When you learn to quiet that voice, to override it with will, with purpose, with intensity, you become dangerous, because the average person gives in when it hurts. But the elite, they get excited, because pain is the sign they're leveling up. Your mind will always quit before your body does, so rewire that mind. Teach it that struggle is the signal, not to stop, but to surge forward. Most people work out for aesthetics. They want to look good, impress others, fit into clothes. Every single moment you move your body, you're sending a message to your brain about who you are and what you believe you deserve. When you stand tall, when you breathe deep, when you drive your energy upward, you're not just getting fit. You're activating the warrior inside you. That's the truth most people overlook. It's not just about getting a six-pack or toned arms. It's about changing your emotional state through physical action. That's why when you feel stuck, depressed, anxious, get up and move, go for a run, do 10 push-ups, take a cold shower, shift your physiology. Because your emotions are slaves to motion, You control how you feel by what you do, and your body is the fastest vehicle to reset your mind. The most successful people on earth aren't motivated all the time. You think they bounce out of bed thrilled every day to hit the gym? No, but they've trained their mind to follow through anyway. Why? Because they know that discipline bridges the gap between who you are and who you want to be. Goals are great. Everyone has goals, but not everyone has rituals. Not everyone has discipline. Discipline is doing it when it's raining, when you're tired, when it hurts, when nobody's watching. That's where the real breakthroughs happen. That's where the transformation begins. You do the work even when you don't feel like it. That's how you build a body and a life you're proud of. How many people do you know who go to the gym every day but never change? They show up, they check in, they do their little circuit, but they never really push. Why? Because they're focused on repetitions, not standards. Reps are mechanical, standards are personal. When you raise your standards, when you say, I won't leave this gym unless I've grown, everything changes. You stop going through the motions and start chasing mastery. You start demanding more from yourself. And when your internal standards rise, your external results follow. That's the secret. Change your musts, not your shoulds. Make excellence your baseline and the body will rise to meet it. The real workout doesn't start when you're fresh, it starts when you're ready to quit. That's when the mental wall appears. That's when the voices start. This is enough. You've done great already. Just skip this last set. And that's the moment you either break or break through. The body will always follow the mind. If the mind quits, the body collapses. But if the mind digs in, if the mind says no, not yet, then the body will go places you never thought possible. So stop negotiating with your comfort. Stop entertaining the weakness. You're not here to be average. You're here to push past limits and rewrite what's possible. The gym is not just physical. It's psychological warfare. And your greatest opponent is always between your ears. The purpose of training is not vanity. It's vitality. You're not just doing bicep curls for the beach. You're conditioning yourself for life, for the battles ahead, for the storms that don't give warnings. When life punches you in the face, it doesn't care how good you look. It cares how strong you are. And strength is built through effort, repetition, and pain. When you train for life, every rep becomes a rehearsal for resilience. You build habits that serve you outside the gym. Focus, grit, discipline, delayed gratification. You become harder to break. So stop asking how many calories you burned and start asking what kind of person you're becoming. Comfort is seductive. It whispers to you. It tells you you've done enough. It wraps you in excuses and justifications. And before you know it, you've stopped growing. You've settled. That's the cage. That's where dreams go to die. But pain is different. Pain wakes you up. Pain shakes you, it tests you, and if you lean into it, pain becomes the key that unlocks your next level. Every time your legs are shaking, every time your chest is burning, you're getting closer to the version of you that can handle anything. Don't run from pain, use it, welcome it, let it break the old you so the new one can rise. You want to transform your life, start by transforming your mornings. Win the first hour and you'll win the rest. Too many people start their day in reaction. Emails, news, scrolling through their phones. Champions start with intention. They prime their body, prime their mind, and command their day before the world gets a say. That's why a workout in the morning is more than exercise. It's a declaration. It's a message to yourself. I lead, I don't follow. I choose how I feel today. I own my energy. You don't need coffee when you've got momentum. So set your alarm, get up while the rest of the world sleeps, and go earn your edge. Mornings aren't for comfort. They're for clarity, confidence, and conquest. Too many people blame their genetics. I don't have the body type. I've got slow metabolism. It's just not in my DNA. That's the loser's language. Your body isn't a result of genetics. It's a reflection of your standards. You want a new body, raise your identity. Shift how you see yourself. When your identity says, I'm the kind of person who doesn't miss a workout, your actions follow. And over time, those actions become your results. Stop giving your power away to biology. Take it back with behavior. You're not a victim of your genetics. You're the architect of your future. Sculpt your body with belief and build your strength with standards. Let's be real, excuses are clever. They sound reasonable. They sound like truth, but they're lies, and they burn 0 calories. Every excuse costs you results. Every "I'm too tired," every "I'll start tomorrow," every "I just don't feel it today," those are small cuts that bleed your potential. The strongest people in the world have just as many reasons to quit, but they choose progress over comfort. That's the key. Make progress your addiction. Replace excuses with execution. And when the voice in your head starts bargaining, you remind it. Results are earned, not explained. The gym is where you meet the real you, the strong you, the unstoppable you, not the version other people see, the one you've hidden beneath insecurity, fear, and excuses. But when you lift that weight, when you run that extra mile, when you show up again and again and again, you meet the version of yourself that refuses to settle. That version doesn't care about applause. It cares about power. It's not looking for easy. It's chasing evolution. The iron doesn't lie. The work doesn't lie. You can't fake effort. And when you walk out of that gym drenched in sweat, breathing fire, heart pounding, you've just shaken hands with greatness.